Hey, what's up, everyone? I just shot a like a 10-minute video down on the beach. It was really well stylized and showed where I was working in the morning on my little deck chair. And then at the end of the 10 minutes, I kind of lifted up my sunglasses and saw that the record button hadn't worked. And I was like, oh. And then I did that. I've been working on some creative artwork at the moment using this 4D cinema type stuff. I mean, just playing around with that because it's quite creative. I like doing some creative work in the day, and I'd been working on something for about 8 hours, and then it crashed and it hadn't saved, and I was like, oh, so all of that had gone. So there's something I've done that's made me less reactive, because I think a while back I would have got extremely frustrated at arguing with life, and now I'm just, I don't know why, something seems to have shifted inside of me. So in the video I was talking about something that I find very interesting. It's exponential growth. That sounds really boring, but it's to do with performance, and then flow state. Been watching a great video on Michael Vick, the quarterback, on 30 by 30 or 30-30 something, ESPN documentaries. I love them. Big shout out to George for putting me onto those. And I'm gonna it's a fascinating story. I haven't got all the way through, but it's worth a watch. One of the things that struck me about it was, so there's this guy, he's like incredibly talented physically, like just so easy for him to, he was born with speed and incredible throwing arm, and just the most talented player that a lot of people have ever seen. And he was taken on by college teams, who's brought up in some like the ghetto, the projects, and it was the only way out for a lot of people. And he was recruited by a very big college, and he was saying that when he arrived there, it was such a shock. Like, there was just white people, there's a lot of structure, he couldn't do whatever he wanted, and he almost gave up. And I thought that was interesting. In, you know, I've had times in my life where I've had such a change in my circumstances that you know, I felt like giving up because it was too much new stuff. But if you give yourself a while, again, if you can just hang in there, you shift to the environment, and you can get through it. So he's really struggling with the structure and the pressure and the rigidity of the system, etc. And he has to study video footage every day. And he said, I felt really dumb, like I wasn't getting it. And one of the coaches said to him, listen, Michael, I believe in you. Just keep doing it. I just checked see if it was recording again. He said, just keep at it consistently. And all he did, he just listened to the guy, and just every single day. And what he said was, at one moment it just clicked. He was watching one video and bang, he understood it. He got it, and his game just went boom. So what I took from it, me personally, is that there's this compound effect of whatever we do. And so initially when we do it, it doesn't seem like we're getting anywhere. And because most people can't think like exponentially or in that compound manner, it's just not, psychologically we're very linear, then most people give up. But this is the secret to pretty much most things, is if you keep going at one moment with the compound effect, it just suddenly shoots up and you get big. It becomes very easy very quickly after putting in the graft. So he had every day put in the graft, and he was like, I'm not getting anywhere, and then suddenly he got it. And I think that's why maybe I'm not being bothered so much by the video or that animation stuff that I'm working on, is because I know what I'm doing is I'm in that bit, and I just got to keep doing it. Whatever comes out, I just keep doing it. A bit like with my yoga initially, it was just keep doing it, and now I'm starting to enjoy it more. I'm getting more results. The same with everything. So that's an important point, I think, for me personally, to always filter everything through that and to show and lead my children in that respect and help them to understand it. I think that's very important. And there was another thing that I was going to say about the other thing was he was describing when there's a snapback in American football when he gets the ball. And this is coming from an Englishman, like all these big guys are trying to smash him, yeah, and there's not much space and he hasn't got much time. He said that all noise disappears in that moment when he gets the ball. Everything disappears, everything slows down. It's the classic flow state. When in the moment, there's no mind. So I found that really interesting. My hairs went up when I listened to it, because it was beautiful the way he was describing how somehow he had learned to completely remove his mind from that moment. And then it's just like everyone's in slow motion. He said they're coming at him 100 miles an hour, but he's just got all the time in the world, and then, or he just runs, because that was something that was kind of unique to him. He had speed as a quarterback. So when you get the mind out of the way, that's when high performance happens, okay? And then high performance comes from understanding the exponential effect of just grafting and not giving up. And so the consistency is like a superpower. And to be able to understand the nature of exponential growth is something that I think should be taught more at school, because people don't really understand that. All right, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that like button, and I'll talk to you soon.